2 or so years ago, like right before the school year started. Like I was getting back pains. We thought it was camp, but it wasn't. And so like we went to a doctor. The first doctor said, "Oh, just get a better mattress," and we did. Still wasn't better. So then we went to another doctor, and they said we need to get blood taken, and then like they said you need to get to the hospital right now.
And so when I got that call and they said get to the hospital right away, her blood counts were all down low. Basically, I just cried. I mean, I just like, why God? And so I drove home quickly, called Angela, and we got Laura to the hospital. And she was so, when they looked at her, they said, well, we think it could be cancer, we weren't sure, so they did a biopsy. Of course, they were going to do a biopsy anyways, and it was so thick with cancer, they couldn't get a biopsy the first time. And so they had to do chemo for about a week until they could actually get a biopsy to actually know that she had cancer.
What went through your mind when you heard the word cancer?
I'm gonna die.
So it was that bad. And we were really worried because, we found out that if it's like that in the bones and you can feel it, that there's a possibility that she may not be able to walk and stuff. And of course, we found out later that she had a very rare form of cancer that was hypodiploid and pre-BAL. They had like 6 patients ever at Vanderbilt Hospital. And and the prognosis is not good. It's not like a regular one. It was heartbreaking and crushing to us.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. At first, all I could do is try to figure out what it could be because they said all of her counts were down. So, of course, being a pharmacist, I feel responsible medically to know something, but I didn't know much. I had to go even Googling and seeing what all the things it could be, aplastic anemia, all these different things, and didn't want to really think it was leukemia. I wanted it to be something that could be treated, So it was a bit numbing, and until you get in that time where you're just sitting, waiting. Like I cried when she was in for the biopsy because it was really real at that point because I knew she was in there trying to see how much cancer there is. So it's just a lot to take in.
It seemed like it came from one thing to the next. When we brought her in there, they were hoping it could be Lyme disease because that gives the same type of blood counts and like the other things, and they ended up being leukemia, and that was like terrible news. And then it ended up becoming a very rare form of leukemia, and another terrible news. And then we got another terrible news that was later that made it even worse, and that's something we keep as a family thing. But it kept dropping her percentage of odds of surviving.
I heard them talking about how I may not live and stuff, and Dad, he was like, don't worry, you're gonna live. I was like, Dad, it's okay, I heard, and I might die, but God is good. And I was really sad, but I wanted to be with God till the end.
She's here, and a lot of prayers, and a lot of church community, and family, and friends, and that means so much. And there's a lot in there that don't have that at all.
You have to do laps to get better, like in better shape, and so when sometimes people have their doors open and you can wave to them and stuff. And this one girl I saw, she had no toys or anything like that, and we found out that she doesn't have parents. She's an orphan. And I wanted to help kids that are like that don't have toys to play with while they're in there. So I made Laura's Wish, but soon making Little Wishes.
And how does that work?
You go on my website and you order toys, like for the kids in the hospital.
Her getting these things made her feel so loved and gave her something to do. She did a lot of crafts. She did a lot of games and playing and stuff. And through that, we know that they say is that, if a child's happier and doing, in good spirits and stuff, that they do a lot better.
Laura, she's real motivated by playing. She loves to play, and most children do. So the toys really got her mind off of anything negative that she might be focused on, because you have to do some uncomfortable things, sometimes even some painful things, and to be able to come up out of that is really awesome.
And we know that a lot of children there just don't have anything. Child Life talks about how they run short. They don't have anything really of toys to give out.
This is a huge project. We love this so much. I mean, most of the time our donations only come around Christmas, and we have to make that last the whole year. And so for us to receive something like this, before Christmas is a huge deal. It just doesn't happen. So it's very, very appreciated. Not just by our patients, but the families too. That's where it really comes in, seeing the joy that comes from the parents and the siblings when they get to see their family member that's in the hospital receive a gift like this. It's a huge deal, and we really do appreciate it.
And we just really could take note that a lot of other kids had nothing, and we couldn't share the toys. They have an immune-compromised system, so they can't share toys. It has to be a brand new toy. It can't be a used toy. People want to give their used toys. You can't have that because, if they get sick, they can die. I mean, just a flu or anything. So, brand new toys, and the toys are not very expensive. It could be a $5 toy. It could be a 50 cents Play-Doh that we do. We have these little labels that we stick on the Play-Dohs and the slimes, the littler toys. And these bigger labels we put on the bigger toys, such as like this. It's about a $20 toy. And it comes, and we put the label on here, and we put your name on there. So it's very personalized. They'll be so thankful and grateful.
I want it to become worldwide, like all around the world, like in pretty much all children's hospitals.
It is something that is a big, huge demand. And you heard Laura wants to make this worldwide, and whether if it goes that direction or not is whatever happens. It's all in God's hands. But we do have hospitals all over that want to participate in this program. And so what we're looking for is people that are located, or churches, or people located next to a children's hospital that could be the one that would get the toys. We send the labels, then they put the person's name on, label it, and bring it to the children's hospital. And I just hope we could see the outreach in this, that there's nothing like this going on, really. And it's when you're at I could say you're low in a way in life. There's nothing harder than your baby fighting for her life. I wish you'd consider this so much, to be a donor and get involved in this. As a church, as an individual, it would mean everything. Yeah.
They expected me to be paralyzed, or not paralyzed, just like where I couldn't walk. And they expected me to die also.
How's your health now?